Hi everyone, welcome to our first week of Spring Renewal, our final at Home Sunday School series for this school year. But I hope you can join us over the summer for our VBS. We're going to do at-home VBS as well as in-person VBS. So look for notifications and emails regarding our VBS. But we're not there yet. We need to do our Spring Renewal. So since we're doing Spring Renewal, I'm outside in my backyard. Thought this would be an appropriate place to hear the birds and see some green, the green grass. I have a few buds on the trees and some leaves coming, but not a lot of flowers yet. Maybe next week we can see more flowers in my yard. But this week we're talking about Doubting Thomas, and I have a game to play with you. So in your packets you have a couple of index cards, and we'll get to that in a different activity, but you also have the Doubting Thomas game. So these are game cards for you. Now, have you ever had somebody tell you that a big story that you have a hard time believing, maybe that they did 5 home runs in one game, or I don't know, made a cake 2 feet tall? That would be pretty cool. That I'd love to try. But whatever it is, you might doubt them that they're being totally honest and want some proof, like a video or a picture. Well, sometimes people do expand the truth a little bit and exaggerate, but sometimes we have to have a little faith in things. In the Doubting Thomas story, Thomas did not have faith that Jesus was alive, and he wanted to see proof. He wanted to see the wounds on his hands and the wound on his side before he was going to believe. Well, we don't have the luxury of being able to see Jesus in person, and we have to believe on faith that Jesus is the Son of God, and that he walked the earth and lived as a regular person, and then he was crucified and he rose from the dead, and now he's sitting up in heaven with God. So we have to have faith in that. And when we do have faith in Jesus and God, so many wonderful things are open up to us. Kind of like sometimes we have to have faith in ourselves. Have you ever had something to do and you're like, oh, I can't do that? Maybe it's a hard math problem, or for me, I'm not the best cook, so sometimes when I try and cook, I'm like, I really want to do it, but I don't have faith in myself that it's going to come out so well. Well, when we give ourselves a chance and we try, then frequently we can surprise ourselves and just do tasks that we didn't think were possible for us to do, like run a marathon, which I actually don't think I could do that, but my son recently ran a marathon, so he gave it that good old try and he was successful. So if we don't try, we're not going to succeed. So it's better to try and not succeed, and try again. So that's kind of how faith is too, is that we have to believe in God and believe in the wonderful things that God can give to this world. And we have to try it out. And when we believe in God and try things in God's name, and something like giving to a food pantry, or maybe giving to a food pantry isn't so hard, but maybe God is calling us to do a food drive, and we might be nervous about that, but when we try with God's help, we can do so many good things. So we're going to do a little game for Doubting Thomas, and I'm going to give you some things that there are these cards. Oops, here, the cards. So when you look at the cards, I'm not going to show them because I don't want to give the answers, but there is did you know, and then a question or a statement, and do you believe it or do you doubt it? So I'm not going to do these cards because these cards are for you to do at home. But the question is, when you read it, and these are not religious things, these are just regular old everyday things. You have to say, do you believe it or do you doubt it? and you make up your mind. Now how you're going to play the game is you're going to shuffle the cards and give some to everybody that's playing, and then you're going to take turns. The youngest in the group is going to read their card first, and everybody else has to decide whether or not they believe it or they doubt it. And then once everybody says what they think, then that person's going to read the answer, which is at the bottom of the card. And then everybody that gets it right gets a point, and you're going to continue on taking turns. I think in the directions I said, move to the next person on the right, but however you want to do it is fine. And until every card is read, and then you're going to score all the points, and whoever has the most points wins. Now, if you don't want to take points and just have fun reading the cards, that is perfectly fine. And when you're done with the cards, you can always use them with somebody else, but when you're done with them, you've obviously already heard the answers. So my challenge to you is to do a little research and come up with some facts that you think nobody's going to think is true. And then come up with some things that you make up on your own, and make up your own cards, and then play again as a family with your own creations. So some of the questions, not in the cards I gave you, but we're going to do this at in-person Sunday school on Sunday as well. And some of the questions might be, it is impossible for most people to lick their own elbow. Now, you have to think about that. Do you think it's possible, or do you believe it, or do you doubt it? Now, for something like that, you could actually try it. Yeah. Well, I definitely could not lick my own elbow, so I'm going to say I believe it. In this case, it is true. Or what about a crocodile cannot stick out its tongue? I don't know. What do you think? I think, well, actually I know because I have the answers. But you think about that one. Actually, that one I'm not going to tell you. If you happen to be at in-person Sunday school, then I will tell you if that is true or not. If you're not going to be at in-person Sunday school, then that's a little thing you can Google and see if a crocodile can, it was crocodile, right? Yes, a crocodile can stick out its tongue or not. So have a fabulous time playing the Doubting Thomas game. And remember that when we have some faith and believe in our own abilities and the abilities that God gives us, then we can accomplish many wonderful things. So let's believe in ourselves, let's believe in God, and let's believe in ourselves with God, and just see what we can do in this world. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.